Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to Spiritual Vacancy, a place where we are here to fill your spiritual void and talk about spirituality. It comes in so many different forms, right? And we are here to just encourage and enlighten and just share with ourselves and others that are here on this journey and path with us. I am Mona Lee. I am an energy healer for mind, body, and spirit, owner of Beautiful Mind in the beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I am here with my dear.
I am Brooke Ann. I am a psychic medium and a Reiki practitioner. And I am so excited to have this guest on with us today. Mona, who are we talking to today?
I am so excited already just to see her beautiful face. And we're talking to Ermi today. And when you shared with me, Brooke, that we're going to have a psychic medium, I was like, oh my goodness, wait, we have a lot of psychic mediums that we seem to be interviewing in the Spiritual Vacancy podcast. But what we're finding is that every single one of us have a totally different path on how we got to where we are and how we do the work. And it's just absolutely incredible. And I'm so excited to hear Ermi's story of how in the world, Ermi, did you get your spiritual journey started?
Oh my God. Thank you guys for inviting me here. Thank you, ladies. I'm so excited to be here. Um, Being a psychic medium has been, listen, it's been a journey, I will say. Born with it, because we are all born with this type of ability. We are born with these clairs. It's just how to get it to be more developed. I didn't realize I was so open from a young age. And as I grew, as I grew, I was born and raised in the church. My parents, they're both super Christian. My dad was a pastor, but my mom and my dad divorced when I was around 2. So I didn't get to see all of those things that, they did in the church, but my mom still had me in the church with her at the church she was attending. And then my father became a pastor. So, but still, the separation was still there. So again, born and raised in the church. It was a Baptist church, hymns and hallelujah. And it was very, calm and relaxing. And as I began to grow in that space, that's all I knew. That's all I knew. I just knew Christian faith based. That was it. It was, you read your Bible every day, you go to Sunday school. Like it was just so traditional. It was a lot of just conditioning. It was just, I was just taught that. That was what my normal was. Me having moments where I would see energy or feel, or I thought everybody had the same, I thought everybody saw, but it became a little scary for me because, um, I remember once in my backyard, I saw energies ascend. It was all around me. And I was like maybe 6 or 7. And of course, Sunday school, we're learning about rapture. We're learning about, all of these things. And then immediately I began to think, oh my God, this is the rapture. They're leaving me. I'm dying. They're like, where is everybody leaving? I literally saw the energies like ascending. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting left behind. And I was only 7.
Oh,
So can you imagine,
yeah.
And so, and I couldn't tell anybody. I didn't know how to tell that to my mom because my mom would be like, girl, you're crazy, be quiet, go sit down and watch TBN and, go pray about it. I'm 7, I'm 6, 7, 8. So I began to keep some of the stuff to myself. I began to just not talk about it. And it was a lot of, don't talk about it. Keep it quiet. You're a child. Stay in a child's place. I know a lot of you probably seen that before that happened. Stay in a child's place. Adults are talking. You don't need to be in this space where adults are talking. So I kept a lot of things to myself. And as I began to grow even more as a teenager, I still wouldn't say anything. To where I'm a pediatric and neonatal ICU nurse. So being at the hospital, I'm seeing energies everywhere. But how do I talk about it? Who do I talk about it to? I may slip and say some things like, oh my God, this person's going to get fired tomorrow. Because I saw the energy of that person leaving with their bags and stuff It's like, this person's going to get fired tomorrow. And literally the next day, that person got fired. So people would always say, Ermi, if you ever dream about me, you better let me know because, you know, or, Ermi, oh my God, you're freaking me out. So how many times you got to hear, I'm freaking you out before you begin to shut down and not say anything because you don't want to be considered the freak of the group. You don't want to be the freaky. No, everything happens when Ermi comes around. Y'all don't notice the water just turns on automatically when I walk. Literally, it always happened. It always happened, you guys. And so again, I began to dim my light by myself, be unseen. But the fire energy in me, Leo Sag, is like, what's going on? Hey, everybody. I'm a social butterfly. I want to be in all the things and have fun with everybody. And I love everybody. But again, now I have to dim myself because I can't talk about my patient that I saw the energy standing by the door. I can't say, well, I know my patient's already passed because the energy of their spirit self is standing right there. I can't talk about that. But in church, when I divorced my ex-husband, that's when it really, like, another spiritual journey happened for me where I pushed myself into a different type of church, a Pentecostal church, because my brother and sister was attending the Pentecostal church. And that's where you hear in the and the drums and it was like very charismatic and action. It's like, oh my God, am I at a party? This is amazing. Different. What's happening here? I've never been to a church like this, But I also felt the energy. I felt the energy and I felt like, oh my God, it's God, you're in here. Oh my God, I felt the heat. I was like, okay, God, you're in here. You're in this church. You're here. Because again, born and raised in Christian church, but it was a Baptist church, but this is a different type of Christian church. It's like, oh my God. Oh, I feel God in this church. And then I learned the speaking of the tongues. I was doing that. And I tried God because again, it was a point where I'm leaving a 16-year marriage. And I'm like, God, it's just me and you. Now you need to show me you. I'm standing here and I need you to show me you because I did it your way for 16 years, stood in this situation for 16 years thinking you were going to help me out in this space. And then you gave me clues to come out. But now I'm here and I need you to show me who you are. You guys, I was so bold with God. I was like, I got my kid here. It's just me and you. Now I'm not even adding my kid to this. I'm adding it's just me and you. Show me the mysteries of you. I'm ready. And that was like, oh, you ready, Ermi? My eyes started opening. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. Like I really started to see things. I foresaw so much. I saw the Hurricane Dorian. It was just so vivid. But teenager, I was raving. I had the open visions and I would have like, it was, but again, I suppressed that. But at that moment, that was a major spiritual awakening for me. My divorce was like, you're about to really see something. You're boldly asking me this, Ermi? Well, I'm going to boldly show you,
Right.
So that was really, oh my God, Brooke. That was like, I was so shooketh because I was like, okay, this is a whole nother part of my life that I did not know about. And I will say I was around 33 at that time. And I was my come to Jesus age, 33. Jesus was come back and he's doing his thing. And I'm like, this is my Jesus moment. This is my Jesus moment where I got baptized. I did the whole thing. And then, we have several spiritual awakenings in our lifetime.
There's a lot.
Yes, yeah. So that was a major one for me. That my divorce and me stepping out and trusting spirit in that way where, spirit literally guided me. Like, go get your passport, get your daughter's birth certificate, like strategically set me up to get ready to leave. Because how many times your husband tell you, don't leave, we're a family, being gaslit to be like, we're going to be great. We're doing great. And it's like, my gut keep telling me to get out of here, And so I just decided to do that, learn in this church. And then my, I want to say maybe my third awakening happened in the church where I heard Spirit say, it's time for you to go. You need to get out of here.
Leave the church, you mean?
Yep, leave the church. Because I learned who God was in the church in that moment for me. Because again, I said, it's just me and you. God showed me the mysteries of you. And a few Bible verses kept coming back to me. Like weird. It was so odd. I kept hearing, trust no man but God. Trust no man but God. That Bible verse hit me like a ton of bricks over and over. And I'm like, okay, I gotta pay attention because I keep hearing trust no man but God. And then things started to unravel in the church. I've started to see things. The leaders were not being as truthful, and they were not pushing the gifts. I was told, you're not prophetic, you have nothing, you're just a nurse and you're just a healer to my face. I was
Mm.
like, oh, okay. Because again, you trust your pastor, your leaders. And so I said, okay, well, I guess that's all I have. I'm just a nurse and I just tend to heal and I hold the babies. But in at work, I'm seeing things changing and I'm like, wait, I just can't, this just can't be it though.
Mm.
And doing this, watching her, it was a prophetess of the church, the pastor's wife, watching her speak things into people and seeing things. And I'm like, I feel like I could do that. But she told me I can't. And so I
Mm.
realized that, yeah, I realized it was like an ego thing. Like, I don't want
Mm.
anybody to be bigger than me.
Yeah.
And so I had to deal with that as well, where her friend who came to visit the church said to me, you're going to be bigger than her in front of everybody on the mic. And I was like, no, why would you say that? Now you can put me in more problems with this lady. Like, why would you say that? And I said it in my head, no, I'm not. And she said it like she heard my voice. She's like, yes, you are. Like, repeat it after me. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, first of all, don't do this in front of the whole congregation. Second of all, because now you're making me a target.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, Ermi, just believe what she said. Begin to believe it because she doesn't know you and she randomly says this to you. And so I began to hear she's going to walk this way. Look over there to the right. She's going to stand in front of this guy. The pastor's walking through the door. Like I was hearing it a step before they did it. I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, everything I'm hearing, it happened. And that moment, it happened. It happened. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And then I got to the point where spirit was like, yeah, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to get out of here. And then it was right before COVID that I left. And I did not turn back. But a friend of mine that attended the church said, why did you leave? And I said, God told me to go. He was like, do you know when you left, a lot of people left too? I said,
Mm.
really? Why? He said, because you left. I said, so are they blaming me that other people left? Because I left on my own will. It was time for me to go. And he was like, and I was also, by the way, I was also a praise and worship leader. I was a praise and worship leader and I did announcements. So I was already the rebel in church. It
Mm.
was never just, your car is in the parking lot, you need to move. It was, you guys need to be unchurched. You keep saying Jezebel is here, but what about Leviathan spirit? Like I was Mona.
My goodness, you have had some really big leaps of
Yes,
faith of really trusting with your discernment of
right.
what you knew was right and what you knew was wrong and having the understanding of that. It's incredible because I feel like a lot of times a church can be a program. It's great. It's great for some, people that need some guidance. But when we honor that we do have God within us, right? And we are a child of God, and that if we can really, really listen and just know those innate, gifts that were coming through, and you didn't ignore your gifts that were coming through, which was incredible. And I also had a church that I was in, and they said that what my background, astrology, numerology, they said, oh, no, 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 it's a sin, it's not good. But the book of Genesis is covered
Come
in
on.
numerology and
Yeah.
astrology and all those beautiful hidden things. And but just taking that step, how did that go for you? I mean, my
It was
goodness.
amazing. It was amazing. It was scary because again, I didn't I was literally trusting the voice within. And that voice had not steered me wrong the entire time. And I said, okay. And now I'm going to be defiant against the people that started to really help me hone in on this new spiritual space. I was only there for 3 years. I was only there for 3 years. And then I questioned a lot. I think the first 2 years, again, breaking up, leaving my ex-husband, it was like, I just need you, God. I just need you. I just need you. I don't know I don't know what to do from here. And then now I got an understanding of God and understanding of who I am is like, now what's next? Because I keep hearing the same Bible verses. They keep talking about the same thing. It's time to eat meat and stop drinking milk. I'm ready to move forward in this. And they keep saying the same stuff. And I was dating, hopefully my husband, he don't come at me when, well, he knows. My husband now, because he knows about this guy. But I was dating a guy who was a bishop who was like an overseer of like 30 churches. And I remember FaceTiming him, and he had just got out the shower. He's getting ready to get ready to go somewhere. And I see him with some like oils and stuff. And I'm like, what is that? And he was like, I have to put this on. This is my protection. I have to put this on. I'm like, your protection? I said, I thought all you needed was Jesus. I thought you just needed the name of Jesus. That's what we were taught. What do you mean? And he said, no, my African friend, he gave me this, it's frankincense and myrrh. And I said, frankincense and myrrh? What? The stuff from the Bible? The things from the Bible? I was so clueless about I didn't know that we actually still can purchase frankincense and myrrh. I didn't know about crystals. I didn't know about any of it. I just was told to not go near it. So not going near it meaning don't learn about it either. Just be oblivious. And when he did that, it confused me because I said, but you're a pastor, you're a bishop, and you're putting this on your body for protection? And he said, yeah. I said, wait, why? I thought that's all you needed. And he said, no, you need added protection. So I said, so Jesus is not enough then, is what you're saying. So I've been lied to. So I need to actually, so he kind of like helped me open up my eyes to a lot. He did. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for you. And he kept saying, you're going to be my wife. I see you. I'm having visions of you in the stadium preaching to, I didn't want that. I don't know. What do you know? Sir, wrong person. That's not what I want.
Like, I'm not having that vision. So
We're not having the same vision. But he challenged me. He pushed me. I will say that he did push me a lot with my psychism or mediumship. I didn't know that's what it was. My prophecy gifts, I did not know, but he pushed me and he said, I need you. I kept picking up some other pastor and I said, you need to watch this. I don't know why I keep feeling like it's a pastor that's doing ill and it's not doing right. Yo, when I say I revealed so much about this pastor, and I cried one day when I told him that he needed to tell the wife, you need to tell the wife to just don't say anything, be meek, and just pray. And she listened for like a week. It was supposed to be like 30 days, so she could see everything be revealed to her. And literally, she had a stroke when she found out. It's all these things that had happened. And I was like, well, God, why didn't you show me that stuff? Maybe, but Spirit was like, because I need you to trust me. I need you to trust what you're seeing. I need you to trust that you can, I need to know that you can trust me and I can trust you. That's where I was at. You know, like how much can I tell Ermi for her to actually do as I want, as I guide her to do it? Because if I give her too much, she may stop and just be stagnant. So let me push her to a point to where she can actually test the waters and enjoy it and know, okay, this is something real. I actually can do this. But from a church standpoint, from a prophetic standpoint. So yeah, I have a lot of stories, y'all. I can keep
yeah,
going.
that's amazing. I mean, like all of that. I'm just wondering, like, when you did come out and like, what is your dad still a pastor?
He is not a pastor
Okay.
anymore.
Do they
That was
accept you as you are? Are they open to what you do? Are they
mhm.
encouraging of what you do? And how did like, were you worried about like your church members finding out what you do or who you truly are? Like, how did that go for you? Because that's very scary
Yeah,
to come
it is
out.
very scary. I'm already a person that don't really give a damn about what people
Right.
think of me. I'm already that person because again, I can stand in front of a congregation of 100 people and tell them you need to be unchurched. You are, if I can do that, I'm like I can stand both. But it's moments where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say that. But my parents, so when my mom divorced my dad, the disconnection happened there. So I wasn't raised around him or by him or anything like that. So he was living his life, and my mom just raised me with my aunts. And I was very, very nervous, very, very. I'm like, okay, I was scared to tell my mom. We are Haitian. We're Haitian. So that's already a big title, a big cultural difference than my norm. And then to tell her this because she had a lot of things happen to her in Haiti as a young child, seeing spiritual, so it's like, how do I tell her this? Because she ran from it. When she was like 19, she went to church. It was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But when I'm in this space now, I realized that her other sisters were actually doing voodoo, and that was the culture. That was the culture then. But I was on a nursing assignment last year, Virginia, And things were just happening to me at the job. You guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was like crazy. I love working with babies. I love working as a nurse. And as a travel nurse, you only, they look at travelers as if you guys just here to feed the babies. Go ahead and put a bottle in the baby mouth. But me, I'm very, again, vocal. And I'm like, how many times are you going to stick that baby with a needle? Like, no, that's not ethical. You don't stick 10 times. Absolutely not. So here's a travel nurse with her big mouth.
You go, baby, you
And I'm
go.
like, absolutely not. I don't care if this is a 28-weeker or a full-term baby or a 10-year-old. You do not stick a child no more than two times. And if you don't feel confident, go get somebody else that'll help you. And then next time, call me and I will help guide you and teach you how to put an IV in. So that's me and my baby. So now I'm putting in a space of, oh no, Ermi, we can't have you here just feeding babies. We need to push you up to the sicker kids. I'm like, dang it. Okay.
Mm.
So now I'm taking care of the sicker babies, but I'm also taking care of like maybe three sick babies at once, right? And I said, Spirit, why are they giving me like all this, like not all the sick babies, but the harder babies, and it's a lot of them. So it's keeping me busy, keeping me busy, right? And then not only that, they're calling me, can you help me with this? Can you help me? So I'm being pulled in all different directions. And now my clear aliens kicked in. And I began to spell spirit. I didn't know that was spirit. I just kept smelling
Wait,
it.
what did you call that? Claire what?
Aliens.
Okay, okay.
Yes, it kicks in, and I did not realize that. I just kept smelling it. Even on my way to Virginia, driving to Virginia on that trip, I smelled it. It smelled like Fabuloso, like flowery. I'm at work. I'm putting an IV and I smell it and I have a mask on. I'm like, why do I smell? I have a, it didn't make sense to me. So
Yeah.
Spirit was pushing me while I'm overwhelmed at the job. And I'm like, Spirit, what do you want me to do? Like, you want me to do spiritual things or you want me to work? And then they started getting heavier with the spiritual things to where Spirit's like, I need you to talk to her. I need you to talk to her. I need you to talk to her. And I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm not telling anybody anything. And I said, Spirit, one time I sat at my nursing station. I said, Spirit, if you want me to talk to somebody, my head down, eyes closed, if you want me to talk to somebody, you bring them to me. And then I opened my eyes and it was a girl standing right next to me, another nurse. I was like, oh, hi. Hi, how are you? And she said, how are you, Ermi? You're so amazing, blah, 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 blah. And I said, do you know about psychic stuff or me? Like I was trying to gauge her. And she was like, oh my God, I love that stuff. I said, girl, okay. So I have your aunt here. Her energy, she looks just like, so I began to blah, 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 blah. And so Spirit was like, it's time for you to just totally do this. And I'm like, well, how do I tell my mom? Because she's gonna want to know, why do I not want to go back to work? Why am I having a hard time at work? And one day, I want to say maybe 2 weeks before my assignment ended, in the car, getting ready to leave the job. And I was like, Ma, why didn't you tell me you see spirits? That's exactly how I said it. I flipped
Oh,
it.
Turn it
I
around on
told
her.
her.
oh.
I said, why didn't you tell me that? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, because I see spirits all the time and I know you do. And why did you? I need somebody to help me here. I think I'm
Oh.
crazy. And she was like, wait, what do you mean? And so now she's at a point where she's like, how are you? How's the students? How's everything? So she's the most skeptic. She's been the most skeptic in my life, but now she's starting to see a little bit like, okay, my daughter, she's walking in her gift. She's walking in her journey, so I can't impede on that. And she started telling me, your auntie Shashi, one of my aunts that passed away, that was another awakening for me. She was doing this too, and your other aunt. So I'm like, oh my God, so it is something that we're supposed to be doing or should be doing, and you just choose not to. And she was like, I'm calling her out. I'm like, ma'am.
Oh, wow. That's
So she's
amazing.
accepting it. Yeah. And my
That's
dad,
amazing. So you battled a lot to get where you are as far as just the
absolutely.
societal programming, the cultural programming, the church programming. You have busted out of that matrix, is what I'm seeing. You
Yes, I
totally busted out of that matrix. And that took a lot of bravery and you facing your truth and
yep.
your gift and listening to spirit. How many
Yeah,
times do people not listen to spirit and then they find themselves getting so sick because they're not doing what they know they're supposed to be doing and doing what
absolutely.
society tells them you should be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that. But
Right.
I love that you finally busted out of there and you are doing you.
Yep.
So what does your daily life look like now? You're not doing nursing anymore, right?
No. I haven't I haven't worked as a nurse since that assignment.
Wow.
No.
Since that assignment last July was the last day I worked as a nurse. And I was like feeling maybe I should go. I said, maybe I should pick up a shift or two. And I was like reminded, remember what happened when you were there? And I'm like, yeah, spirit, I don't need you to be doing all of that. Like
Right.
I don't need that extra weight. I want to take care of the patients and just solely focus on taking care of the patients. But spirit will send people my it was just so overwhelming. And
Yeah.
spirit's like, I need you to connect with the people, but I need you to connect with them this way because a lot of people need healing. A lot of people need guidance. A lot of people need understanding of what it is. And my day to day now is me just teaching you how to overcome the fear of this, teaching you how to connect with spirit. I've had Brooke come in. I'm like, Brooke, can you just talk to my students and just so they can see another perspective, somebody else that is a psychic medium. So I know Brooke doesn't do a lot of live online, but she does do it in gallery style. And I needed her. I'm like, Brooke, can you talk to my students so they can see another perspective?
That is wonderful.
Yeah, so
And
I'm
you two
grateful
met
for
on
that.
TikTok, right?
Yeah, I found her on TikTok. Like she just was that's what I said. It's all divine because spirit knows who I need. And I set the intention. Who I know will be a beautiful connection with me. Only the beautiful connections. I don't want anybody that's gonna pussyfoot and talk. I don't need all that. I just need somebody that's truly here to help the people, truly here to guide and walking in their purpose and truth and love and light and fun. And even if there's a little dark side, that's okay. One that's not going to say kill your ego. Like I'm not big on killing the ego. Sorry if anybody is, but I'm not. I look at ego as ego is a part of my team. Ego is my sister. That's my sister that's been protecting me for so long. Ego, have a seat next to me. You can stay here with me. I'm not going to hurt you. I've hurt you for so long. I was told to ego death you, kill you. No, but I love you because you protected me a lot. So I'm grateful for you. So I teach my students tell your ego because she's still your team member. She's still like a spirit guide to you, or your one inner child, one of your inner. It's like she's still a team member. So welcome her, thank her, but have her sit in the back while your higher self step forward. You got to go in the back. So yeah, and that's what I do. Right now I'm teaching mediumship basics, which Brooke has been a part of. Now I'm in this is my sixth group. I've already helped over 120 people tap into their spiritual abilities and connect with spirit and channel loved ones. I'm like, come on, you can do it. Let's do it. And my 102 students is now I'm pushing them a little bit more than the first ones because the first ones, they're new to it. They're still coming out of the church system and the religious system. 102s are already channeling. They've already started doing their thing. And I have them now where they are tapping into psychic part of it. Like, I'm teaching them the psychic part.
Right.
And the next class I have coming up is going to be, we're going to do a cold case. They don't know yet. I always do surprise. Surprise. We're going to do
Yeah. Cold
this.
cases are awesome.
Yeah. So I'm always pushing. I have a Discord with like over 1,000 people in it right now, spiritual, like-minded people. But I have a little small space just for the mediums so they can always practice with each other. We'll bring in sitters to continue. So it's a 5-week class, but you're still here. You're still being mentored by each other. You're still pushing each other. So, and a lot of them love that. I'm like, oh my God, Ermi, this is great. Well, you don't have to go and search because a lot of them are still in the closet. A lot of
Right.
people are still in the closet. A lot of people don't know. A lot of them still attend church.
Yeah.
So I tell them it's a safe space. You can practice here. You can practice here, but my goal is for you to trust spirit, not trust army. Because at the end of the day, I don't want you to be a ball and chain in my life, follow me for girl, no. Don't.
You're the one guiding them. You're the one pushing them, giving them the confidence and teaching them how to connect and trust, which is what
Right,
a lot of people need.
right.
They need someone supportive. So do you just mostly teach now, or do you actually do like offer one-on-one sessions with people?
Yes, I still do one-on-one sessions. Today I have like 2 consultations just to talk to them and see where they want to go with, because I always guide people to other people too. It's not me. Again, I'm a Leo. I love me.
Right.
But if somebody has a question like, okay, I need to understand about past life regressions, or, I know about it, but I can go ahead and connect you with my friend that is a hypnotherapist. I know about it, but I can connect you with Brooke, who knows about gallery style mediumship if you want to go in that direction. So I'm always that person. A lot of people say your Discord is like a hub of information. Yeah, if you have a question, somebody going to answer the question. I don't call myself to know everything. I am not. No.
Right. Right.
I am not the ultimate, but I have connection where the ultimate is guiding me in that moment, whatever questions anybody have, I will get a download in the moment. Like, okay, this is what you need to do. Stop. Have you cleaned your car today? Because Spirit keeps showing me your car. It's kind of messy. Go clean your car. Yeah, so usually that's how it comes. It literally comes like that. Spirit will show me glimpses of things. And I'm like, you need to get that car clean. I said, because the outside is a mess. That means your inside is a mess too. Clean car, clean house, clean mind. So you can think clearly and hear clear from spirit. Your connection will be much better, more crisp. So that's, and I do one-on-one sessions a lot too. Still people, they book me for private sessions as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Awesome. I love
yeah.
that. What's like the one thing that you truly love about what you do?
Oh my God. I love the fact that I can see people heal from it
Mm.
and get them started on their own journeys. I tell them all, you might not be the medium like me. You might not, but I can help you. At least you can trust to connect with spirit and spirit continue to guide you. If you're supposed to be a shaman, you will go and be a shaman. If you're supposed to be a therapist, you will go into the path that you're supposed to go. But to overcome the fear and the shadows and all the unknown stuff, at least spirit, talk to me, tell me, guide me. And that's the best part about it. When I hear somebody say, Ermi, I took your class and I don't even have to take depression medication anymore. I don't take antidepressants. And I'm like, what? And it crying in tears, and it shakes me up. I'm like, wait. And Spirit's like, this is why I need you to do this, because you're not just helping with connecting past loved ones, but you're helping the actual person that is wanting to understand this. So they can jumpstart their journey. It's just a jumpstart of your journey. How can I activate you? And I found out, you guys, it's in my natal chart and in my human design. I did not know that. This, me being an activator, is in my design. I did not even know that until I actually did mine. I'm like, it makes sense.
Isn't
You're
it
right where you're supposed to
fascinating?
be.
Yes. Which, say it again, Brett.
You're right where you're supposed to be.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And
That.
now I'm doing cold cases. Well, I just started doing cold cases, and I asked Spirit, well, how do you want me to do that? What does that look like? Because I do spirit led, I still do lives. I do spirit led mediumship on lives all the
I
time.
don't know how you do that.
Everybody say that.
I'm like,
Yes.
where's
What
she
is
pulling
that?
that energy? I'm like, they need to pay me. Like, I'm not doing free shit.
How
That's
do you do that? What
I
is
get a
it?
lot. So
What's the
spirit
cold
led.
case?
Okay. Oh, so cold case. Well, I just got a new one. Okay. So when I go live, spirit led is where I just go in, I tap into all the energies. Whoever comes in, whoever's in that space in the chat, I connect with the energy of whoever wants to connect with whoever's in the chat. So I, tune in. I can see 15 people standing in front of me. I'm like, all right, who wants to talk? I was like, who wants to talk?
Mm.
And then the energy will come forward. Okay. And then I describe the energy. And then the person in the chat has to say, that's my person. That's my mom. That's my mom. Okay. Let's go ahead and connect with your mom. I'll probably bring them up and say, all right, your mom is saying this, you understand that, whatever, whatever. But lately, it's been where energies will come in and tell me I didn't die like that. Whatever they were told, that was not true. I was attacked, or they would tell me exactly what happened to them. And I'm like, wait, what? And so now I think that's spirit pivoting me to do more cold case. And in my every Sunday they have a farmers market in my city. And we went just past Sunday. My husband's first time, but me and the kids go all the time. So when we got there, this lady, she started handing out flyers, and she was like, I'm trying to find my brother. I'm trying to find my brother. And y'all, we were not going to go. I was going to cancel it because my son came out late. I'm like, yo, I want to get some ribs and we want to go eat it. You're slowing us up. And so we get out there and they were already shutting down everything. But I said, nope, spirit set me up to come to connect with this lady. So I got the flyer of her brother who wants to, she wants to know what happened, or she can't, since 2021, he's been missing. And I want to say 2 days ago, I had the flyer. I told my son, bring me the flyer, because I was going to talk to another person, because I want to talk about it to my students. And his energy showed up, and he's like, reach out to her now, like talk to her, talk to my sister. And I'm like, I don't know how that looks like, because she's looking for her brother, her physical brother. She wants to know where you are, and I don't know if she understands that you've crossed over. I don't think she knows that. And his energy was like, I need you to do it. So I'm like, Spirit, are you really trying to have me connect for this lady? So I reached out to her and I said, hey, do you know about psychics, or have you, like, what have you done so far? And she said, we just been looking. We just been looking. I'm like, have you connected with any psychic or any, do you believe in that stuff? Like, I got to gauge her again. I had to gauge her. And she was like, I never reached out, or I never had that push to go in that direction. And so I'm like, see, Spirit, you pushing me to make her, like you setting this up. And so I was like, do you mind if my students and we connect with his energy to see where he is or where he could be? But I'm trying to figure out the words to say he may have crossed over already. Because again, she's physically looking for her brothers to come back so she can hug him again. But I don't know how to set that up to tell her, well, I can connect you with his energy. Like, y'all understand what I'm trying to say, right? I'm trying to
Gotta
Yes,
get
tread
exactly.
lightly on
right.
those. You gotta
Right.
Yes.
tread
Trying
lightly.
to
Eh,
exactly. So
You can do a lot of damage if you say that he's passed and he's not.
right,
There's, that's
right.
tricky with cold cases.
Right. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have her hopes up and then they find his remains somewhere.
Right. Right.
I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to gauge how I can do this without without hurting anybody. My whole goal is to not hurt. I don't want to hurt anyone doing this work. And with Spirit having me come in this direction again, I'm getting a lot of cold case, but when Spirit made this like a physically, I'm getting a flyer from you and I'm like, wait, okay, Spirit. Versus the energy saying, little kids. I get kids all the time. Kids energies. I just had one little girl, 7, 8, 9 year old. And she was beautiful. And then she began to get closer to me. And I'm describing her blonde hair, beautiful eyes. And then I'm like, and I see the side of her face melting. And I was
Mm.
like, I think she was in a fire. And she kept saying, fire, fire, fire. And I didn't say all the things to the chat because, again, I don't want to trigger anybody. But I saw the energy being placed in the trunk of a car, lit on. Like, I was like, okay. But I can't say that. I can't say some of that stuff because, again, we still have a lot of people here probably have children that have passed away from something, succumbed to something. So I didn't want to trigger. So I just said, you guys, I'm going to just disconnect from her energy. I want to send her some love. Whoever it is that she belongs to in the chat, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you hugs from here. Just to let you know she's around. She loves you. If because sometimes they don't say anything while in the chat, but when I get off, they'll message me and say, hey, that was my cousin. Or hey, that was my sister, and I'm like, okay, just letting you know your sister loves you, and just give them some comfort, some reassurance. But children come all the time. And I think, again, as a nurse, been doing it since I was 21, Spirit already set me up to prepare for me to see these type of things and not
Mm.
be shooken up and not be afraid to connect for people. When I see children, I see children all the time, Brooke, Mona, all the time. They come all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just to be a comfort to the person that they're connected to, just to let them know they're here. They're even the ones that unalive themselves.
Yeah.
They
Mm.
say, do they come? Do they come? It's like, oh yeah, absolutely. They come all the time.
Yeah.
And they want to connect with you, just let you know that they're okay. And they're rubbing your face. If you feel that, it's like, oh my God, if I do feel that, I was like, that's them. And he's giving you a hug. He's around, or she's around. And again, it's to help get them to
Yes.
heal that wound.
Well, it definitely sounds like, Ermi, that you are doing the work that you are meant to be doing, and you are perfectly designedly you. And it's amazing how you have every single step of the way, from your ancestries, from your parents to the churches to the nursing. Everything was your stepping stone to get exactly where you are, and giving people the peace, to connect with loved ones that they've had before. So I love the work that you're doing. And I know there's so many of our listeners that would be going, how do I get in touch? Where do I find Ermi? What in the world? How do I sign up? I already want to sign up for one of your classes, by the way. I think it sounds incredible. And I love your energy. So how do people find you? How do we find you?
Okay, so I'm usually on TikTok. Ermi Sees, Ermi, same title here, but with C's, like I can see. So Ermi Sees on TikTok, just Ermi Sees. There's no abbreviations, no numbers or anything like that. I also have a website, www.ermisees.com or HTTP. I don't know all the coding, but they can find me on there. I do have a YouTube channel where I try to upload videos from, the readings that I have. If somebody do go unclaimed, people can always go back and watch those videos. I'm trying to really hone in on teaching on TikTok because I like to have fun. I like to make people laugh. And, all my stuff is kind of goofy, but it's spiritual, but it's goofy funny. But I'm like, Ermi, come on now, let's get serious. Some people have questions. And you need to go ahead and help them with some of those questions. So when I'm on the live, I do answer a lot of questions and help people understand, just about the whole, what is it? Why am I, just understanding coming from church, but I'm trying to pivot a little bit from not church bashing all the time. Because I don't really have church hurt. I love everybody. But they can find me on TikTok, Instagram. I try to be on most social media platforms. Because I feel like that's where my comfort zone is.
She's very good at it. Very
You
good
are.
at her
You're
social
awesome.
media.
Yeah, yeah.
TikTok. And I'm so glad that I met you. And I thank you so much for being here today and talking about your story and where everybody can find you. And I just appreciate you so much. I really do.
Thank you
And
so much.
I look forward to, we'll have to have you on again to hear more of your stories
Yes.
and see what's happening with you in the future. So thank you so much. And we thank y'all for listening in. And we hope y'all have a beautiful day. And we will see y'all next week. Namaste.
Namaste.